Welcome to Crypto and Digital Money Decoded, a concise lecture that will walk you through the core building blocks of digital currency, the security models that underpin it, and the trade-offs policymakers and users face. Over the next slides, we'll unpack cryptography, consensus, token types, custody models, risks, scaling solutions, and the idea of a multi-chain future. This slide summarizes the cryptographic primitives that make blockchains temporally evident. One-way hashing like SHA-256 creates unique digests, so any change breaks the chain, while ECDSA digital signatures prove who authorized a transaction. The diagram shows how hashes tie blocks together to form an immutable ledger, and how decentralized consensus replaces centralized notaries for trust. Here we focus on integrity mechanisms inside a block. Transactions are hashed into a Merkle tree, so any single alteration changes the Merkle root, and block headers chain together by including the previous block's hash. The visual also shows why trying to tamper with history is prohibitive. You'd have to recompute every subsequent header, which becomes exponentially expensive. This page contrasts traditional centralized clearing with distributed consensus and explains proof of work in plain terms. Miners perform computational hashing to propose blocks, the network probabilistically accepts proposals, and the longest valid chain becomes the canonical history. The diagrams illustrate how decentralized voting and economic work convert transaction batches into a shared truth. On asset types, the slide contrasts mineable coins like Bitcoin or Ethereum with fiat-backed stablecoins. Mineable coins rely on mining or staking and native protocol incentives for security, while stablecoins use bank deposits and tokenization to mirror fiat value. The point is to show differing trust models, sources of value, and practical benefits like on-chain settlement speed. Utility tokens are best understood as prepaid access or platform credits, not general-purpose money. They grant rights inside a specific ecosystem and lack universal acceptance or legal tender status, which distinguishes them from broad currency. Regulators are increasingly focused on separating consumptive use from speculative investment and creating clearer legal frameworks for token classification. Central banks can issue wholesale CBDCs for interbank reserve settlement and efficiency, or retail CBDCs as public digital cash for citizens. The slide highlights different participants and goals. Wholesale systems prioritize institutional settlement and security, while retail pilots explore privacy tiers, programmability, and offline payment features aimed at the general public. Digital currencies carry risks around disintermediation, surveillance, and sovereignty. Banks could lose deposits and lending capacity. Centralized data collection raises privacy and statey control concerns, and foreign digital currencies could weaken domestic monetary policy. The slide frames these as policy trade-offs that require careful design to preserve financial stability and civil liberties. Custody matters. Custodial exchange accounts mean convenient access, but third-party key, custody, and counterparty risk, whereas self-custody uses seed phrases, hierarchical deterministic key derivation, offline backups, and multi-signature setups to give users direct control. The takeaway is simple. Self-custody increases responsibility, but reduces reliance on intermediaries, so robust backups and secure hardware are essential. Common threats include smart contract bugs, flash loan price manipulations, phishing for private keys, and rug pulls where developers remove liquidity. The right mitigations combine technical best practices like independent code audits and hardware wallet signing, with operational measures such as limiting position sizes, continuous monitoring, and ongoing user education. Off-chain scaling solutions aim to preserve main-chain security while increasing throughput. Payment channels enable high-frequency, peer-to-peer transfers with instant settlement. Roll-ups, batch, and compress transactions onto Layer 1 as periodic anchors and micropayments, or machine-to-machine payments, unlock streaming and autonomous services with low per-transaction costs. Finally, envisioning a multi-chain future means seamless value flows across private ledgers, bridge protocols, standardized stablecoins, and regulated CBDC gateways. The graphic shows how interoperability and common liquidity rails could connect siloed banking systems and sovereign ledgers, enabling regulated cross-chain transactions while preserving each domain's policy controls.